Hi, thanks for joining us. My name's Kath from the Lotus Wellbeing Centre, and today I'm joined with Sharon Hooking, the naturopath at the centre.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Today we're here to talk about this fabulous little device which is called an OligoScan. And the reason we love OligoScan so much is because it gives you really accurate insight as to the mineral balance within your body. It's very quick and easy to use. So all we do is scan the palm of your hand, and we take readings from 4 different places on your palm. And then this data is very quickly calculated, and we come up with a report. So this report gives insight, as I said, to what's going on within the minerals of your body. So we've got Sharon here today to run us through a case study of one of your patients, and you can show us how this helps you gain insights in clinic.
Well, the thing I love about this is that it gives us instant results. So even on the first consultation, I can use this on a patient, and right then and there we have the results. We don't have to send them away to a lab or anything like that and wait for those results to return. So in conjunction with what I find in blood tests as well, this gives us great information about the heavy metals and the minerals in the body, and it takes the guesswork out of prescribing so that it can be more accurate and save time for the outcomes. Yep. So should we go through what's going on here?
Show us what we've got in this report. So first of all, I'll just point out that you do get, there's 20 minerals that you get there. So it's not like you're just getting the big ones, calcium, magnesium and zinc. You're getting a really thorough, broad spectrum understanding of what's happening with your minerals. So tell us what's happening with this patient here.
So this is a lady in her late 40s who's come to see me, who's overweight into the obese range, and she's really having troubles shifting weight because she has huge sugar cravings and she can't regulate her diet very well. She's sluggish, she's got migraines, she's got a foggy brain, poor memory and concentration, and just feels pretty yucky, really.
Yeah.
And so, when we have a look at this, the immediate things that stand out, and what we have to look at is, here is normal. This line down here is normal. This is where we want to see things either on this level, on this line here, or within these 2 smaller lines here. So anything on this side means that there are deficiencies in the body. And I often
tell people we were looking for a green tree. So you kind of want green down the middle and balance on the positive side, so slightly excessive or slightly deficient, but balance is what you're looking for. It's all about balance. And that's why this is so good, because it tells us the ratios of things and the balance.
Exactly.
So with this lady, big red lines here, so tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to worry too much about the phosphorus today, because that is important for her, probably her headaches and her brain fog and all of that sort of thing. But the big ones for me, which I would immediately work on, is we look at her chromium levels. Her chromium levels are really low compared to even that's the standard minimum there. So she's off the chart down here somewhere. And chromium is really important for glucose tolerance factor to be made in the body, which regulates insulin, it regulates blood sugar levels. So that's why she can't do well with her diet, because her chromium levels are just so small. It's not about willpower, it's not about wanting to make the changes, it's she can't, because her biochemistry won't let her there.
I actually had personal experience with chromium. When I first started scanning myself, my chromium was really low, and I used to eat a really healthy meal and get really strong sugar cravings after it and have to have my chocolate, and took my chromium supplements, and it rectified really quickly. So it's a clear indicator of those sugar cravings that can be helped.
So the other thing that I like to look at is things like her iodine is on the low side. Her zinc levels actually look like they possibly, they should be okay, but iodine and selenium is also very low, and these 2 together with zinc usually are really important for thyroid function. So to me it looks like her thyroid is not working well, so that's another organ that we probably need to work on with this, with her sugar cravings, and that will get her started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, this gives you clarity around prescribing then. So it gives you exactly what you need to target, and also with dosages and things. If things are a little bit low, you just need a little bit. If it's a lot low, then you need a lot.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we might go on to the next page, which shows us what the heavy metals are like.
Okay. Okay, so this is the same patient and this is her heavy metal analysis. So here you get 15 heavy metals which can become toxic when they're in high levels. So Sharon, can you explain, got some big red lines on this one again, so what does that tell us?
So if we look at the patient overall, there's not many greens, it's all yellows or reds here, which means that she doesn't detoxify her heavy metals very well at all, very poorly. And a lot of that detoxification is done through the gut and the liver, so that's where I would also look at focusing on her. But we've got some big red lines around mercury and antimony. And antimony is a mineral that is an endocrine disruptor, so it affects the hormonal system, but also the hormones produced by the thyroid as well and the pancreas. So generally, if you see that happening, there's a lot of dysfunction within the whole metabolism. And also mercury, and our common source of mercury toxicity is from amalgam fillings, and most of us of an older age have one or two of those in our mouth. But that mercury will also, it's really high, will also disrupt the thyroid function as well. So it helps us to put things together, to make the connections and put the jigsaw together and work out what we really need to focus on in the body.
It gives you a clear picture, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And like I said earlier, it eliminates that guesswork. You know exactly what you're working with.
So I'm just going to show you one last slide.
All right, so what's this side showing, Sharon?
So this gives us our important ratios between the most important minerals in the body. So it looks at our calcium magnesium levels, which are always important, especially for women with osteoporosis or anxiety as well. Calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium and copper zinc levels. And copper zinc I often see out of balance. This lady's are all right. But when we look at the sodium and potassium, again, she has a really red deficient line. And that's an indicator that her adrenals are struggling, and the adrenals and the thyroid work hand in hand together. So that would be another area that we would need to address throughout this lady's treatment.
So you can see quite clearly that you need to focus on hormonal balance and on the minerals that support her hormone system.
Exactly.
Okay. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sharon, for explaining that. If you would like to have an OligoScan, please call the centre and book in with Sharon, the naturopath here. The number here is 42264740, and Sharon will be able to help you put all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together and figure out what's going on with your health and work to get balance. As I said earlier, it's all about balance. We want these minerals balanced so that you feel balanced and healthy. Okay. Anything else to add? No.
Thank you.